What's up, guys? I am down here shopping at my local Lowe's home improvement store. I am looking for some things for my home project that I'm doing in my backyard right now. So I mentioned this in a previous video, but when my pool installers first put my pool in, there was just dirt around the pool, and then my landscapers put some of that little pebble gravel in all around the pool, but there was never any kind of like border or like one of those landscaping edging things separating the gravel from the grass. And I always kind of wish I had that kind of edging to make it look a little cleaner and neater and separate the gravel from the grass, because what happens is over time now crabgrass is kind of grown into the gravel and it's like just not a defined separation in my yard. So I figured I will just install this myself. They sell this black vinyl edging in a roll in like 20-foot sections at home improvement stores, and you can just buy it and DIY it yourself, and I've been working on that. So the roll comes in like a 20-foot section. Actually, they make much larger sections, but I purchased a 20-foot roll. I did some of my pool. I went back and bought a second one and did another 20 feet, and now I have one more section of my pool to do. So I went back to Home Depot, actually, which is where I bought the edging, and they were out of stock. They only had a scallop edging, which I haven't been using the scallop edging, so I'm not going to put scallop edging where the rest of it was not scalloped. So now I'm at Lowe's to try to see if I could find the plain flat edging, not scalloped, here. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm looking for. No dig landscape edging. So this is actually a different brand. I guess they don't carry the same brand here, but it's basically the same thing. It's just this roll, and then it comes with these plastic stakes and you hammer them in. And here's another one. This is huge. That's not the size. And this box is a 60-foot roll, and this is the 20-foot roll. So I'm going to end up buying 60 feet because I'm buying 3 of these, but I didn't know. But this is the scallop one. This is what I'm talking about. So that's actually kind of cute, but the first 2 sections that I bought are not scalloped, so I'm not gonna, like, you know, we're not gonna put scalloped in now. So obviously I want it to match. And then this is also really cute. I love this like little Adirondack Cape Cod looking one. That's cute. And then they make it in brown too, which I don't know what I think about that. So yeah, I'm just gonna get this box. Hopefully it matches okay with what I already have. Like I said, the Home Depot brand is a different brand. Excuse me. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's the same. They also have some really cute stuff in here. Is it me, or is Lowe's better than Home Depot? I kind of feel like it is. Look at all this cute fall stuff. Oh my god, look at this jug. I love this. This stuff is all super cute. It's like the Target versus the Walmart, you know, or like the McDonald's versus the Burger King. Maybe not the McDonald's and the Burger King. Hey, I'm back. New day here. It's actually been a few days since I was at the store, and I wanted to just show a few updates around my yard and my deck of what's been going on with my little home projects and my container plants. I'll just show some of my container plants first. So these are my hanging baskets that I got earlier in the season, and you can see these are like these hanging vines, and look how long they got, and this one is like closer to the floor and the vines are just spilling onto the deck. So I love these. I do these baskets every year. They are coming along really well. I got 2 of these fern hanging baskets, and these were originally supposed to go on the other side of the deck, but it was too sunny over there. So I put them over here, but this is where I intended them to be. See how I have these little hooks over here, and I thought it would look kind of nice to have them there, but that's too much sun. So what I ended up doing was just moving them to the shady side of the deck, and then they stay nice and healthy over here. And then, like, you know, if I have somebody over or whatever, we're sitting out on the deck at night, I put them back over there and they look really nice. This is my daughter's pea plant. This is actually our second pea plant. We harvested tons of peas from the first one and we started a second one. My zinnias are still going pretty strong. These are kind of growing in like a funny way because they kind of grew like down and then up. I don't know. This is my lavender, which I love to do this, and then smell. Oh my god, the smell of lavender gets on my hands and I just love it. What else do I have out here? I have a basil plant. My basil's doing really well. I've made a bunch of pesto and that kind of thing. And this is my geranium, which is looking really good. When I first got this back in the beginning of the summer, it was so scrawny and so puny, and now look at it. It's beautiful. I got a sunflower, which is already mostly bloomed, but I still might get a couple new blooms. Okay, so the ladder's out of the pool and it's in the yard. So last winter, I kept the ladder right here in the yard all winter long. And that actually worked out kind of good because it didn't get too dirty or muddy, and it made putting it back in the pool easier. The first winter that I had the pool, I stored the ladder over closer to the shed in more like a muddy area of the yard, and the bottom of it got filthy from all the mud. So I don't think I'm going to put it over there again because it's just too difficult to clean. And this is my grass. Not great, Bob. Yeah, we're in rough shape here. I don't know what's happening with this lawn this summer, but I water this lawn like twice a day, and it's just so dry. But here's the exciting news. This is my little gravel perimeter path, whatever you call it, and it is almost complete. So I ended up having to buy 3 20-foot rolls of this, whatever this is, this landscaping stuff. And there's the seam. You can see kind of like where they meet or don't meet, as the case may be. Yeah, I couldn't really get them to line up perfectly, although I did take this apart and redo it 4 times. But this is actually great. I love it. It looks way better than it was. So the first 2 20-foot rolls of this were from Home Depot, and they were like that Virigo brand. I'm not pronouncing that correctly. And I really liked this because it was very malleable and flexible. Then I went to Lowe's and they had a different brand, and which is this one, and it's a lot more rigid. So I actually didn't like it at first because it wasn't as bendy, but I kind of like it now because it's not warping quite so much. And what ended up happening was I'm doing this myself, so it's like, it's not, oh my god, just walked into a spider web. So it's not professional, it's amateur. And when I started doing it, so what ended up happening was as I went along, I kind of got better at doing it and kind of learned from what was going wrong and like improved and tweaked how I was installing it. So the first section I did looks terrible. And then the second section looks a little better, and then the third section looks great because I, learned, I have a learning curve as it went along. But between the way I was installing it and this being so bendy and malleable and warpy, look at how crooked it is. Oh my god, it's so bad. I might have to take this out and redo it, but you know what? I don't know. Who cares really, right? It's actually pretty easy to take up and redo. So maybe next summer I'll do that. And then the other fun thing I did was where the pool filter is, which is right here where I'm standing. When they installed the pool and the electrician put the wiring in, they had to dig a trench and attach it to whatever, the electrical. There's this thing they do, like grounding the pool so you don't electrocute yourself with it or whatever. I don't know. I'm not the electrician. But anyway, there's this wire sticking up from the ground here, and I step on it, other people step on it, landscapers might not see it because it was very like the color of the metal was easily blending in with the gravel. So I wanted it to kind of stand out more so people would stop stepping on it or tripping over it or bending it. So I went to Michael's, I got some neon spray paint, and I spray painted a little piece of metal. And there it is. Yeah, so that's just like the grounding wire. And I think it looks kind of nice actually. I chose neon orange, and actually look, it matches the logo of the pump. So anyway, the pool's going to be closed this week. Sad. Always sad. It's always sad. There it is. Hello. See, starting to get leaves in it and stuff. That's always how I know it's time to close it up. Look at this. Look at what they did. This still makes me angry. Yeah, sucks. Anyway, it's nice and clear. Nice and clear. Didn't really have that many algae problems this year, knock on wood. It's not wood. So yeah, they'll be coming. I think at the end of this week I hire a company to close it for me. Can't do it myself. Physically not able to. And yeah, they'll have the cover on. Sad. It is sad because I haven't even been in the pool in probably like 10 days now at this point. It's like middle of September. I'm not gonna go in again probably. I had my final swim. Yeah, and I took the ladder out, so I'm definitely not going in now. I can't even sit on the. Sometimes I would just sit on the ladder and put my feet in. Can't even do that. But I just like looking out my window and seeing the pool. Like, I don't even really need to go in it. I just like how it looks. I just like it. Like sitting out here right now. Birds. The hum of the filter. Watching the little chlorine thing go around and around. It's just lovely. Hey, good morning. A new day here. It's a Friday. Happy Friday. Probably not seeing this on a Friday. So today is the day that the pool is being closed, supposedly. There's my ladder in the yard. And here it is. Ah, pool. I love you, pool. So yeah, I'm trying to lower the water level, and clean up all the stuff and put everything away, blah. So sad. So it's sad. I'm sad. I'm always sad when I close the pool. I love it. I enjoy it. I love summer. It's time to close it though because leaves are falling in. There's a tree like right above the pool. So later on today they're gonna come and close it up, but I wanted to take one last look. This is like my hobby in the summer. Like, I spend a lot of time out here cleaning the pool, fussing around over the pool. So I'll be sad because it's like I'm missing a hobby. I am back. It's been a couple hours and the pool is done. The cover is on and it's closed. I mean, I'm not sad. It's okay. I wasn't going in it again anyway. I mean, it's definitely fall. We've had some warm days, but not pool days. And the leaves are starting to fall, like I mentioned before, so it's time to close it up. And I'll see you again in June. Pool? I'll see you again in June. So let's take a look. There it is. Yeah. It's just when I look out my kitchen window, I like seeing the pool, you know, so that's it. I just have a little bit of cleaning up out here to do now. I'm putting away the pool equipment and the hoses and everything. I don't store them in the shed. I keep them inside the house in my basement during the winter to protect them better. And I'll still be able to have like taking the water off the cover as my hobby. That's something I need to still fuss around with through the winter months. So at least I'll have that. So I'm gonna sit down for a second in my chaise lounge and chat. So yeah, so summer's coming to an end. I'm going to see my daughter at college this weekend. It's parents' weekend, so I'm going up there this weekend. It's like an official fall milestone activity that we do. So I'll be driving up there and going to a football game, which is really fun. We did this last year. I actually did a video about it, or I included it in one of my videos, so I'll put a link to that. And I'll put a link to that if you want to check that out. Then probably the next thing I'll be doing is, getting rid of my plants as they start to die, and cleaning up the deck, putting away the deck furniture and stuff like that. Basically just kind of getting everything ready for winter until it's time to open it up again in the spring. And my younger daughter is going to be graduating high school this year, so I want to have the deck really nice in case we have a graduation party out here. So I have a lot of plans I'm thinking about ahead of time for what I want to do out here in the spring, for how I want to decorate, what kind of plants I want to get, maybe a new chaise lounge I'm thinking about getting, doing some more little backyard landscaping stuff, maybe sanding this and refinishing this deck. So a lot of ideas. I always have a lot of home project ideas in mind that I want to do. I wish I could do them all, but you have to kind of pace yourself and stagger them out. One of the things that's been on my mind lately is how much I even want to do home projects on this house and invest in this house, because I don't know if I'm going to be staying here long term. This is one of the things that's kind of been on my mind for the past couple of years is, am I going to stay in this house or am I going to move to a different house? When I moved here to this town when I was married and my kids were babies, in fact, I think when I moved here I was still pregnant with my younger daughter. My ex-husband and I moved here for the schools. We wanted our kids to grow up in this community and go to school here, and we thought this was a nice little suburb to raise a family in, which it has been. It's been awesome. It's really been great. It has its ups and downs like everywhere else, but we've enjoyed being here. And now that my kids are going to be out of high school, there is really nothing keeping me here in this town. I don't need to be here for the schools anymore, and I'm divorced, I'm single, I live alone. I don't have to make decisions with anybody. I can just make a decision for myself. Like, I want to move, and I can just move. We don't have to like talk about it or discuss it or compromise it. Who's working where and what's our commutes going to be and our drives and stuff like that. And, you know, does my husband want to or does he not want to move? I don't have to worry about any of that. I can just like move if I want to move, and there doesn't have to be any like, compromising and whatever. That's one of the great things about being single is I don't have to compromise. I only have to compromise with myself and with the constraints of my budget and my bank account, what I can afford in life. But even then, it's kind of funny. I think about this a lot when it comes to like finances and purchases and stuff, and like, when you're single, especially divorced, when you've already been married and then now you're experiencing not being married. It's kind of funny how you don't have to ask anybody for permission about anything. I can just go buy whatever I want to buy. I can buy the new shoes, I can buy the pocketbook, I can whatever, go out to eat as many times as I want, get takeout as much as I want, and no one's like telling me not to do that, which is great in a way, but also not in a way, because you don't have a check on yourself, like there's nobody being like, hey, we can't really afford that this month. So I only have myself to be accountable for. Anyway, not to get off on a tangent, but yeah, so one of the things I have been thinking about is, will I stay in this house when my kids are out of high school, or will I go live somewhere else? I mean, I could really live anywhere I want. I can move to a different state. I can move to a different town in this area. I could move somewhere completely different. I mean, I really just can do whatever I want. The only limitation really is how far away I want to be from my extended family, what my kids end up doing, like where they're going to be. One of them's going to one college, one of them's going to go to another college. Where will they end up living? I don't want to be too far away from them. And where would I work? With remote work being possible, that kind of opens it up to like, could I work anywhere? My company, I can't be 100% remote, but my company that I work for has locations at different parts of the country. So if I was open to moving to one of those cities, I could do that and still work for the same company. So I think about this a lot. I look on real estate listings a lot, kind of like what else is out there, or like plugging in a zip code and just seeing what's on Zillow. And it's kind of fun to like just kind of dream about it and like look at stuff, and especially other houses. Like, I love looking at real estate online. I just think it's super fun. I like to go to real estate open houses, even though I'm not a serious buyer sometimes, just to see what the house looks like. And then I sometimes come back like full circle to the conclusion that like, well, why don't I just fix up this house to meet what I'm looking for? Like, if I want a sun porch, why don't I add a sun porch? Or whatever it is. You'll see a house and it'll have like a certain type of kitchen or a certain type of whatever, and like, could I just modify my house to look like that? Yeah, so that's kind of just what's been on my mind lately, is just like thinking about the future and long term and what I'm going to do. And there are a lot of things about this house that I don't like. It's a cute house and it's fine. It's small. And there's other storage issues in this house, and this house is just older, and it's kind of, it just has a lot of flaws. This was never my dream home. Like, I don't want to talk bad about this house, because I do like this house a lot. It's very cute, and it's served me well, and it's, I don't want to knock it too much, but this was never my dream home. After I got divorced, I moved to a condo. And I thought the condo would be great for me being divorced, because I wouldn't have to worry about lawn care or snow care or whatever. But I didn't like living in a condo, and the kids were really little then, and it was just not for us. It was just not for our lifestyle. And we got out of there right away and moved into here as a rental house. So I wanted to be in a, single family home with a yard in a neighborhood with my kids, and I found this as a rental home listing. and I lived here for a few years, and my plan was always, I'm going to live in this house as a rental for a couple years, and then I'm going to buy a house, a different house, not this house, some other house. And not a lot of listings then. It was tough. It was a tough market. There weren't a lot of real estate listings even coming on. There weren't a lot of things in my price range. It was tough. I wasn't really finding anything I liked that I wanted to kind of pull the trigger on. So the people that owned this house that I was renting from, my landlords basically, they were ready to sell. So they had been upside down on the house, which is why they moved out and kept it as a rental. And the market had finally turned around to a point where they weren't upside down on it anymore, and they were ready to sell, and they wanted to sell like now, at the time. And I was like, oh, that's great, perfect, because I'm gonna leave and move out and buy a house. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, I couldn't find a house that I liked, and they wanted to sell immediately, so I ended up buying this house from them. And it was just like, I bought it because it was the house I was in, and it was here, and it was a good price, and but it was never like I went out and with a realtor and selected this home. It just kind of like fell into my lap. So that's another thing I consider, is like maybe just fixing this home up and making it what I want, So I don't know. Lots to consider. And like I said, until I know really, I think, where my kids are going to settle down, I really don't know where I want to be long term. So I don't know, a lot of deep thoughts about that. It's just fun to think about the future and dream and imagine the possibilities and how wide open it is to me, and So I think I'm going to end the vlog here. I'm going to finish up cleaning my yard, maybe take some pictures of some birds, and then go make myself some lunch. Thanks for following along with me over the past week and a half, seeing what I'm up to in my life. If you like these videos, please feel free to give it a like. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would love to have you add me to your subscriptions. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!